I'm so glad we did it. I wish Teresa could have been here, but so glad we did it.
Yeah, you were doing pretty good up there.
Yeah, I just never.
You would have had a hard time. I mean, because she was on the other end, and it was all she could do to hold it with what we had.
Yeah, tomorrow, yesterday was that was, no. You can grab right about in the middle. Yep.
Come on, Kevin.
Gotta be careful because sometimes we lose passengers.
Never to be heard anymore. It's more little kids.
Sometimes the cameras don't work. So the balloon for me was ripstop, not a lot of polyester. But they have a coating on the inside to keep the hot air in. So, and all the like this. It's a good thing that the air was.
Is he laying down on the job?
Okay, we got a good photo op here. Coming up. I mean, okay, what we're going to do is make sure you got no sharp objects in your pockets.
Hang on a second.
Turn around. And jump. Butts to the bag.
Jump on it?
Yes, sir.
Jump on it, sit on it, whatever you
got
want to
it.
do. See, my side is always the one that goes down the most. I don't understand.
Yeah, you notice how I didn't get in line for that part.
There you go.
Get on it, Kevin. Jump on it. Jump on it.
Good job.
Thank y'all.
Go right here, Kevin.
I almost body slammed him into it.
You should have. You should just body slam him now.
That was a good one.
It's different.
Yep. I was ready to be scared a lot more than I was.
Yeah, it seems a
It
lot
was
more.
real chill. That was cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, wasn't that scary?
No, it was real.
No, surprisingly, I thought I was
more
gonna
relaxing than anything.
Normally like scared of heights. So was.
You don't think about how high up you are.
be. When we first took off and all the,
You see it go away.
yeah,
You're like, this is gonna suck.
I just didn't know how high we were gonna go.
Yeah, I know. We didn't seem too high.
Well, once we got like level with the trees and
I
stuff,
think about 500. He mentioned 500 feet. when
Oh,
we were
really?
Putting up the balloon there.
That's pretty high then.
He's acting like that. Got up to about, once we got up to about 500 feet.
He said he's been up to 12,000 feet.
That's twice and then some what we did.
Really?
yeah,
That's
do
pretty
twice
good.
and then twice and then some over 500.
Yep.
12,000. Yeah.
You must be in
I'm
college.
good. I know. That's what I'm paying good money for that college education, so I
figure
can do
that
math
out?
like that.
That's impressive.
I know.
I am. It's hard not to.
Man, I got this camera at the right time.
How convenient.
Was it a Christmas gift?
Ready.
Really? It's not like it's the fashion statement.
It's all true.
What I hate is
Look at that.
Oh.
Awesome.
down a little bit. Ballooning started back in the 1700s over in France, and the way it was is I kind of tell a little slanted. There's a lot of males here, so I won't tell you totally. But women wore the big silk dresses, and they had to wash them by hand, and they hung them over lines and built fires to help get them dry. And so what happened is the Montgolfier brothers were standing around watching the women do this work, and they noticed that as the fires were built, that the dresses would kind of go like this in the fire, and they actually thought it was the smoke that did it, not the hot air. But they had this idea. So the first actual balloon was made out of silk taffeta, layered with paper and glued together with animal skin glue. I'm not sure what the animal skin glue thing was, but I figured that when the heat hit it, it made a seam and kept the air in. Now, where you saw today, where the fabric was had white load tapes that are double reinforced strong material to hold the different panels together. Back then, they hand stitched them, and the very first one, the panels were connected with wooden buttons. The reason that's a little scary was because where they built the fire was where you were standing today. Okay, and then the people stood in a ring around the outside. So, thank you. So they got this idea, and they went to King Louis and they said, we'd like to go fly in this invention we did. And he says, you can't do it, it's too dangerous. So they did a test flight. So the first passengers in the hot air balloon were a duck, a sheep, and a chicken. And there's actually a book that's written about that. So they went and flew for about 20 minutes, came down and landed. The chicken was dead. They said the sheep kicked it. So they said it was okay. Pretty soon people started flying. Well, again, they thought it was not the hot air, but they thought it was the smoke. So they build these nasty, stinking fires to make all this smoke go. And as they come over the farmers' fields, you know, the farmers have never seen anything in the air other than birds. So they thought for sure it was a fire-breathing monster coming to get them. So they'd come out with their pitchforks and their axes and try and kill the monster. Pilots were thinking, what can we do about that? So what they did was they said, well, we're in France. It's the home of champagne. So they started carrying champagne with them. And when they come into land, they'd hold the bottle up and say, we've got champagne. We're coming and, you know, come and celebrate our flight with us. And that's how the tradition of drinking champagne with the balloon flight came. So you got to do it.
That's great.
So, you know, balloons, they used balloons as spy balloons in the Civil War. You've heard about the people that built a balloon out of their clothes in East Germany and escaped over the wall. And
UFOs? UFOs are balloons?
yeah. But ballooning as you did it today has only really been around since the mid-60s in this type of a balloon. And then we've got gas balloons with the sandbags and the helium. And those were the ones that kind of went around the world and everything. But we don't really say a prayer before we go, but we do say a prayer in celebration after we fly. And the prayer goes like this.
The winds have welcomed you with softness. The sun has blessed you with your warm hands. You have flown so high and so well. God has joined you in your laughter and set you gently back in the loving arms of Mother Earth. It was a gentle landing.
Welcome to ballooning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you for coming out.
Sure. That's okay. I'll get some sleep
Cheers.
eventually.
Yeah, you got to see some of our lanes.
Cheers.
Nice and gentle. You hit, swing for a wave.
Now, and this little
Then
souvenir
you might grab
is
a
for
little
you.
wave and then turn over and slide over.
Nice. I like that.
Our little balloons we make.
Oh, that's cute.
How was it, Jeff? It was awesome. Not as scary as I thought it was going to be once we got going. It was a little bit, it was a lot smoother. I thought we were going to rock a little more or something, but it was just easy going. They said we went pretty good, 11 miles an hour. So I was impressed.
What kind of animals did you see?
I saw like donkeys, coyotes, saw some wild boars, saw cows, horses, humans. I didn't see a turkey. Apparently there was a turkey, I didn't see it. All in all, it's pretty good.